So now I've taken their oil colors on this side, the acrylic colors are on this side, and what I'm going to do, I've taken these basic colors here. I can talk about them later, but I've taken them and I've taped down a piece of paper. This is actually the board. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this, and I can use this for both things. This is a Caran d'Ache crayon, and I think I'll use just maybe a little bit of pencil and let's look at some kind of a nice dark, this is another nice dark image, and I'm just breaking up all of the white. So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up a little bit of, and I do about a 50-50 mix. So I'm going to start with the oil, and I'm going to mix up about 50-50 with this alizarin orange, and I will do oil on this side. So what you're seeing is I'm just going to put this down here, very little bit of oil of this as a foundation, a base. And so the next thing that I will do is I'm going to use my oil tools here. Here I've got this nice big thing here, and I'm going to just get this to just work. I'm going to get it a thin coat as an undercoating here. Now the oils definitely take longer to dry than the acrylics. I probably should have started with the acrylics first, only because they don't last a long time just sitting out there, unless I'm on one of those boards that I have, but I forget what it's called, with the little water underneath of it, the Stay Wet palettes. I do have a Richardson Stay Wet palette, and it works a lot easier if I use that palette. But what you're seeing me do here is just put a very fine coating of for kind of a foundation. I don't want it super thick. I'm just kind of sliding it on. You're going to see this is a very transparent color, so you're going to see underneath, and you're going to see my scribbles, and that's okay. I'm going to do just a quick abstract here. And I can then take what little bit I have left here, and I can just pull it off and place it back on my palette here. Next, I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side, except this time I'm going to use the quinacridone. I'm going to use the quinacridone as a nickel quinacridone gold, basically. And what you're going to see is it is a bit of a different consistency. This quinacridone gold was pretty, what I would call, dry. As you know, quinacridone gold is missing in our lives these days, so I think Golden has come out with a new product. I haven't tried it yet. But I'm going to try this for this side. I really think that these two colors are fairly close. I mean, they're close enough for me to, I was happy to find this alizarin orange. I would be very unhappy if I find out that it's fugitive, but I don't think it is. Golden, it's a Williamsburg color, and Golden is pretty good about making sure that they're not using fugitive colors. Okay, so this is the same thing done with the cold wax and oil for the acrylics, with the acrylics. So I've used acrylics in here, and it's going on very thinly. It's a nice process. It dries a bit quicker than I really want it to dry, but I probably could put an extender sometime with it. You know, the actual cold wax is an extender, so it'll extend it a while. So now I'm going to take this off and be very careful when I'm taking this off. If I'm trying to save it, I don't want to nick this little edge here. So I'm going to do that. Now sometimes what I will do is I will then clean off my tool right here. So here, as you can see, they're actually pretty close. I was very happy when I discovered this Williamsburg product. I really was, because I was so sad. So now we're going to talk about what I would do next. And so next, let's look at doing a couple different processes here. I'm going to take my my oil-based thing here, and I'm going to start, I think, with a little bit of this blue. I like this blue. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the blue down, and I'm just going to put it on with my palette knife here. So this is one way that I can put on color. And as I said, this is going to be fairly quick, down and dirty. I might put it in a second place somewhere. Why not? And maybe I'm going to put it right here. Now what you'll see is it is pulling up some of the undercolor, and that's okay. I'm happy with that. And I am going to then do pretty much the same thing on this side. I'm going to mix up one of the, I'm trying to get one similar. I'm going to mix up this blue that I have with a little bit of the cold wax here. I'm going to mix it up nicely there. I think I want a little more. And this is a bit darker, but I could throw a little bit of white in there. I don't want to do that. Comes pretty close. I think this was, I don't know what color it was. Ultramarine light is what I think it is. Let's get this. So now what you'll see with this is it almost looks more grainy. This is much more luscious in the oils, but it also does work. So we're going to go down this side with this, and I'm going to come across here. I think I'm going to come across here at an angle. Got a little more of the stuff left, but that's okay. And maybe I will come across here. Okay, that's kind of interesting and fun. Now I can clean that off, and let's do another process. So possibly I want to do some real light, a real light color or a real bright color. So I could mix up 50-50, and I can do it with another palette knife. I have endless palette knives. Let's mix up a little bit of this white and just have a tiny bit of the white here, and I'm just mixing it up a little. And then I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take a little bit on this, and I'm going to put some white down here. Now what you'll see is this is somewhat transparent, and look what happens when I slide that right over there. And I'm going to put this on the top. Let's just put this in. I think I'm going to throw another little bit, maybe right down this middle. I'm not even sure what I'm doing yet. I'm just, what you'll see is these colors are just mixing together a little bit. I like that, and you can also see the warmth underneath. I'm going to take just a little bit of more of this, and I think I'm going to come all the way down this side. We'll see. And I'm just using my tool here to just thinly spread it. It's a little different. You can kind of compress a little and it does different things, kind of like icing a cake. I'm doing that with that. And let's see what happens. I've got a little extra something here, so let's just throw a little extra something maybe in places. And I might even make some marks in this too. So there's that goes. Now I'm going to go with the white on the other side. So I will clean off the blue. I should have gotten more paper towel. Let's see. I usually don't have to think of switching back and forth like this because this is not my normal style. But, okay, so now I'm going to take some of this cold wax and I'm going to mix it with this white right here. And I'm going to make a nice white color. Again, you see it's a slightly different consistency. It feels different a bit, but let me see what happens. And then I'm going to grab the same tool that I had for the last one. I'm going to grab it and see what happens if I just put another line down here. And let's put this across. I'm going to get some of the stuff that's been mixed and bring some of this across like this. I'm going to take it on this one and I'm going to come actually at this angle and press it in just a little bit. And I'm going to take it here and maybe work just a little at right there. Okay. And again, I have more left over. And I can put this in another spot because it's going to be a different color, and frequently I'll go back and use that lighter blue color for something. And I can cleaning off my little tool here. Well, I can. Okay, now I think it needs dark, or it needs some bling. So I think I'm actually going to go with some of I have this bronze color. I like this as an interesting color. It's kind of it's a dark, but it also is a bronze. So I'm going to take this bronze and I'm mixing it together. I think I'm going to start with a palette. I'm going to bring this across like this. I'm going to bring this maybe right totally down, right through there. And I want to bring this maybe down here too. At this point I'm just still exploring things. Don't know exactly what I'm doing. So a lot of times after I do something like that, I might grab another tool and see what happens if this is called compression, so if I compress a little bit. And I like some of what's happened there. Not all of it, but some of it. So I'm going to leave that be. I'm going to pull some of this off, put it somewhere else because I may want some more of the bronze somewhere else. Clean it up. And the other side I don't have bronze, so I have copper. So I'm going to try the copper. And I'm going to get another bunch of... So here's my copper. I don't think I need as much as I thought I needed. But there's the copper and there's the coal wax. Again, it's a different feel. And this stuff looks, when it dries, it's going to dry a bit more brilliant than it is. So here I'm going to put a whole thing of copper right through here. And I think I'm going to end up with some copper through there. I'm going to get some copper down here right on the bottom. I'm going to make more of the copper. I decided maybe I do need more copper. And I'm going to throw some right down. Watch out where you're going, Terry. Right down through the middle here. So it is a bit different feeling, it seems, with the acrylic than it is with the oil-based. It's a bit quicker. I like what happened there. I really don't want to mess with that if I don't have to. At some point I can also, I like to use some skewers. So I can also make some things happen here if I want. I might make some stuff happen. I still feel like I need a little, I love that, I love this. Not sure why this is so square in the very middle there, but I'll figure it out. I have another color I want to use in both of these, and that's the Payne's Gray, isn't it? So I think I want more of this copper here, and I'm going to throw a tiny bit very up here. And I'm leaving that copper there. Let's see what happens right here. And I'm going to go nail into a bit of the Payne's Gray on this side. So I hope I'm not confusing you guys too much with all of my... So here's the Payne's Gray, which is very dark. But the other thing that Payne's Gray does is it goes to this absolutely gorgeous, if I want to take this white, it goes to a very pretty light gray. I love the light gray that Payne's Gray goes to. I'm going to start with some dark here. I feel like I need a dark passage somewhere through here. The funny thing is I very rarely work in this. This is in this portrait. I'm doing the portrait because it's what you guys can see. But I very rarely work in the portrait format here, so it's a bit disconcerting for me, and it's challenging, and that's okay. Okay, there I go there. And I like that there, and I like this here for right now. Something else, and I'm thinking I am actually liking a lot about that. I just think I'm going to need just a little bit of a texture of some sort in it, but we're going to see about that in a moment. And the texture may be the lighter Payne's Gray. Trying to keep these sides figured out is not easy. So another thing, okay, getting there. I definitely need some more dark on this side. So this is this side. This is not as easy to do as I thought it would be. But this is the copper, so it's definitely on this side. And I have lost the same tool on this side. What did I do with it? Oh well. We will use another one here. Oh, there's this one. I'll use the smaller one. I like the smaller. When I'm working this size anyway, I actually really prefer the smaller one. So I'm going to take just a little bit of this, and I'm going to make this turquoise happen. And so I've just used the actual, this is what I do when I'm lazy. I use the actual tool here, the squeegee, to mix it. Probably not the best idea, but I have done it before. So, but I'm going to actually go right through there. And then I'm going to put, I love that color in there, but I'm going to see what happens if I frost that a little bit. Then I'm going to take this right down there. Maybe even all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to see what happens if I just frost a little tiny bit down here, right at the very bottom. So now this is called compression. I'm compressing some of these colors together. If I press really hard, what happens is I will go through the colors. But I kind of know that there's that lovely orange underneath. So I might not be totally unhappy about going all the way through that color. I might decide that I want to bring that orange and bring it into part of the whole topic here by making it come there. And then I might even just knock that back a little and it makes another color. I want to take a little bit of this second color I've got and kind of bring it over somewhere else. Don't want to, yet I'm letting it be different. I want to compress this one slightly here. I want to see what happens. I love that brilliant blue there, though. I don't want to mess with the brilliant blue. I like the blue with what's happening. So I think for this one I may end up, so at this point I'm going to let this be for a second, because I'm getting to the point that I want to finish off this piece. So I've got a little bit of this. Oh, I need a little more of that turquoise, I guess, if I'm going to add that turquoise in. I love that color. I love this that happened there. I might just bring through. See, I like that too. And I'd almost like to split this with a line. I don't like that, what happened there. So, that's okay. I can make that go away. Like that, like that. I want more of this. I want more happening here. My husband's coming in with supplies. Somebody, Michael's. There was a sale on Michael's that I took part in. And I'm going to take a little bit of this other color and I just want to put a tiny bit of a design in. So trying to figure out what kind of tiny bit of design I want to put. I really had gotten this one as this is what I wanted to do. So here, let's try this. Okay, so this is the gray, and I'm just compressing down on everything here with a little more of the Payne's gray. I'm going to pull this up and see what happens. Oh, I kind of like that. I like that, and I like what's happened up here. I want a little bit of an echo somewhere. So I don't know if I can get it. So we're going to try this. We'll see. Because all I want is just a little bit of an echo up there. Like that. And maybe even a smaller echo right there. Didn't work as well as I thought, but we'll see. I think I'm going to go back into it just for a second with a little bit of that very light that I have still here. And just kind of fix it just a tad bit of a fix. And maybe I don't like that shape either, so maybe come down with add it here. Okay, at this point I'm going to leave that be. I'm looking at what's happening to the top one. I've got the same colors that I kind of am working with. I really think I want a little bit more of the gray right down in here, or the bronze right down in there. I am got a little too unwieldy up here with that whitish color, so I'm going to go a little more white in there. Now look, I've got the bronze and the white. That's kind of interesting. I'm just going to come in here. I'm frosting. It's just kind of frosting. I'm not worried a whole lot about stuff. I'm going to compress this ever so slightly down. I like that. I want more of the very dark. I'm going to mess with some more very dark in here, and I'm going to put the very dark right across there. I really like that. I'm not 100% sold on other things, but you know, this is just we're trying to figure it out. I'm seeing how quickly I can do it. We'll see. Here we go. I just want a little bit of that blue. Maybe I can get a little bit of that blue in there. I gotta make a little more of the blue. I don't know. I'm going to let this sit for a second. I'm going to go back over, and I'm going to work on my other side. So, okay, I'm taking this off at the moment. I like this one. I don't know why, but I really do like that one. And this one here I think is going to be very interesting in just a moment or two. So I haven't done anything with the Payne's Gray on this side. So obviously this was done with the oil, so now I got to go back over and get my cold wax and the Payne's Gray and see some nice dark that I get with that. Okay, and then this one, I think I'm going to go with a bold motion this way. Don't know why, but I thought I'd do that. And then I also think I want to come down from here, but then I want to come all the way down? Maybe like that. We'll see. And then I need more, so I'm going to have to go back. Obviously, I need more powder wax. I'm going to have to go and get some more of the wax, because I didn't mix up enough dark. It seems like the oils, to me, go farther. Don't know why, but it seems like they do. So here I also want to grab some of this white, and I want to make this a gray out of this. And this is the Payne's Gray from the Dick Blick, which is a very different Payne's Gray. I like it, but it is definitely a different Payne's Gray. I haven't figured out where it fits in the Payne's grayness of things. Okay, and then I'm going to put just a little bit, like there's something there, some darks there, and I have this whole area up here that I'm thinking I want to put in this very light blue. I'm going to see what happens if I put some of that in there. And then I'm going to try to figure out, oh, I forgot any turquoise. So that's why I seem to be lacking in this one. So I'm going to put some turquoise here. And I'm going to find a clean one of these to work with. And I probably will end up putting some of the white that I have in here into this turquoise, because I want it to be a lighter one. Oops, that's fun. I'm going to cross here with it. And I am going to go right in here with it. And I'm going to echo that right here. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of it. I'm going to like that in the third place. I always usually try to go with third places. The other thing that you're going to see is I think the cold wax in oil tends to make a more subtle, I guess the word is I'm looking for. I'm going to compress this a little bit, but I'm going to use this tool to compress it just a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing here. Whoops, see, I compressed it too much. So it's all about the amount of pressure you put on things. And just a tiny bit of pressure on. It's kind of like icing a cake. I guess is the best way I could talk about it. I want a little bit of this. Okay. I don't know what this is, but I'm actually enamored of that one. So now I may look at deciding what else I need. I'm going to go back to a little more compression possibly, but not too much, because I like this energy. I even like the little bit of lack of the white stuff that's showing there. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take just a little bit of this and see what happens here. I didn't want to get that much, but I got it, so let's go with it. I want it more white, and I ended up with something else, but c'est la vie, right? I want that to be more white. So I can always make that more white by going back over it. The one thing that happens with the cold wax and acrylics is that it does, it gets hard fairly quickly, so you have to work fairly fast. And here I go. I'm feeling a bit like this is like ADD, something happening here. But whatever. Where was I? Oh, I was here. I was deciding that I wanted more white right in here. And I wanted to compress it down a little like that, and that, and that. And I think I want more of this blue, and then more go across here. And then I'm going to go. Okay. I don't know what it is, but I'm I'm happy with most of it. I'm pretty happy with most of it. And I want to get just a little more of this here. And a little more of this up here. Now this, not as happy with, but not quite sure again what it is. So sometimes some of the things I fall in love with I have to let go of. Like I fell in love with that mark, but I think I'm going to eventually have to let go of it. And I fell in love with this, and I'm going to have to let go of it. So I'm going to try a compression thing here and see. And at this point, what happens, because this is the cold wax and the cold wax and the acrylic, it's gotten pretty hard. So now I regret doing that. That's okay, I can regret things. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a pattern back up in here. I'm going to try to see I'm taking this blue. I'm going to try to see if this is going to open it up and pull, oh, I like that, pull up some stuff. I find that turquoise is almost too turquoise, but I really like that. So let me think of what else I can do here. I like that. I really would, I think, like more of this dark down here. And I like this here, and I think I want more white in there. So I hope you guys enjoy watching me struggle. Because that's kind of what I do with most of my paintings. See, then everything becomes too much of the same color, but then I still have this, right? But I don't see how fast it's gone to, see how fast it's gotten hard? I've only been doing this for less than 30 minutes, and this is already kind of hard, but it's making a lovely color. I'm going to do this. I love that sky thing that's happened there. It's making a very interestingly lovely color. So I'm just going to keep on going with it and seeing what happens. Now I've still got some of this dark down here. I'm going to put more of the dark down there, and then I'm going to see if I can get just a little bit of this turquoise come back in here, and then a little bit of this blue. It's dry already. So I am at the kind of the end of my rope here. I'm liking that one, so I'm not worried about it. This one I definitely am at the end of my rope. But I am thinking that I will salvage this one with just a little bit of I love what happened up there. So now what happens if I work on something that's very rhythmic down here? Okay, I like that kind of, or do I? Not really. Now let's go back with this. Bring this across. I'm going to end up with a little more cold wax and into this black. Let me just get bold with the black. And bring some of this, very, 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 liking that. So possibly the black and do I have for another bold stamp shape, something that I could do? It's always interesting to try to add things at the very last minute, trying to say, what is this going to work? What happens if I just stamp in something that has some texture or some color or whatever? You know, I like the black there, and I think I want more of the So this is probably going to go I'm going to make this go very quickly when I finish this, because did not go as quick as I thought it would go. I just was going to try to do a couple little tiny things, and then the next thing you know, I am in the weeds. But that is my middle name, in the weeds. I am in the weeds and in need of something to texture my weed. I don't know, I'm kind of liking that. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I don't know what I used for that texture tool. It was some kind of stamp, but it's just giving enough. And then just I don't know what that does. Okay, and then there does need to be a connection somewhere. So the connection may be another skewer, but just kind of coming through there. And the same thing with here. I think I do need some kind of connection through everything, but I think that might be it. With maybe a circle there. A circle here. I don't know. There's that. This one still needs more compression somewhere, and I don't like, I just, as much as I liked that, now I don't like that. So I'm going to bring through here something, and I think it's going to be this very deep color there. And then I'm going to go back to this. See, I still have room, I still have time to work. See how I can put like this color back in there, and I have time on this side to work. I did not have any more time on this side to work. This side forces you into submission, I think is the word I'm looking for. And I'm thinking that I just want to get this whole thing maybe. Ooh, well that's fun. I want to get that working, and then I want to get this working, and then I may even, like that down there, but I may even work a little bit on here just to see what kind of gorgeous colors I could get. And what other gorgeousness do I need here? And I like that now. I'm liking most of this. I'm not 100% now thrilled with this light here, but what happens if I make this light just lighter still? Let some color come in there, and some color come in there. And bring this here. Give myself just a little bit there. And then I think it's there. This is pretty much there. It's like I don't want to end up with too many lines. Okay, so it's like here, if I may just sign my name. Doesn't want to sign very well, does it? Okay, and this I'm just going to, I like it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just kind of reveal. So I'm going to take, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these middle colors. Okay, so here, so you see they're almost two separate things. I had much more time and I could work more with the cold wax and oil than I did with the cold wax and acrylics. The cold wax and oil is much more, I'm not sure what the word is that I'm looking for. It seems like it is much more, it's softer, it's less plasticky looking, it's less a lot of things. So that works really well. Okay, they are done. So there you go. We've got cold wax and oil on this side, and we've got cold wax and acrylics on that side. And I think that what you see is with the acrylics there's more, I don't know, maybe texture, force. It's not as soft, it's not as muted as the colors. With the oils I had more time to work with it. There was more things that happened. I mean, I can still go in and make some edits here if I want to, just edit here and there. So the acrylics is pretty much, I'm done. So thank you for watching.